So, ChatGPT. Why we all need it, want it, should want it. And I recommend getting with ChatGPT Plus. $20 a month. Lots a bit better. So, ChatGPT 4, 3.5 is free to everybody. 4 only if you're paying. Remember, limits you to 50 messages every 3 hours. I haven't run into that wall yet, but it's there. And then there's plugins. Plugins and Code Interpreter. I'll go through a bit of those, but plugins first. One of the biggest complaints I find, at least I had for ChatGPT, was the lack of current knowledge, up-to-date real-time. So now we have ChatGPT 4 answering who won the World Cup. And it will say something like, oh, I can't do that for you. So, it can only go through 2012. Cutoff for this thing is January 2012. Anything after that, it'll tell you it doesn't know what happened. Before that, it can do pretty much any fact checking you could ask it for. But if you go with this plugin, called Browser OP, now you have access to the internet. As long as you address it the right way. So, we start off with browser OP, and who won the 2023 and we get, after a little thinking, is Espana. Alright, so Browser OP, great way to get around the cutoff date issue with knowledge base within the ChatGPT. So we could also use this Browser OP for some other fun stuff, like let's see what the top 5 stories are in let's see. If you only have one plugin plugged in like this, you don't really have to address it as I did here. But when there's multiple and it can overlap, sometimes it doesn't go the right way, so I tend to put the call to action, whatever, the name of the plugin at the beginning of the entry. So we have the top 5 stories here in New York, and it's going to be a shark attack. New York City shark attack victim surgeries. Teacher of a 5-year-old woman attacked on Rockaway Beach. 8 surgeries, alright? Fire department battles 5-alarm inferno. These fires, they keep popping up everywhere. I'm going to do a little bit more of the fires here in a different video. New York City Fire Department responded to a massive 5-alarm blaze in Brooklyn. And we have housing migrants in infamous jail. Okay, this is housing in the federal jail that was shut down after Epstein's suicide. And we have tackling medical debt and overwhelming migration surge. So, just another cool way you can use this Browser OP. It basically will go and give you information, news, anything you address it, a specific request. close at Friday, August 18th. 2:45:34 on Thursday. We're close enough. You get the point. So after that, we can go move on to YouTube summaries. That's a pretty good one. So with YouTube summaries, you can just find yourself a YouTube video that you want summarized, no matter what kind of video it might be. You can summarize a music video for you if you want. It's kind of funny. Or it can be something with a bunch of facts, and you just want to get the important ones. Let's see what it has to say about this.
You won't believe what Elon Musk did inside the walls of this building you see behind me. I'm here.
Okay, copy this. Back over here. Alright, summarize. And we get this ultimate material for Iron Man suit. You can all read that. I'm sure I'll speed through this. Okay, so who wants to watch text pop up on a screen? And it will clean it up or round it out with a link to a more in-depth review. Or so it claims. So, there you have YouTube summarized. Pretty cool one. Where else can we go with this? Now we could do CryptoPulse. Here, if we just call it CryptoPulse, get the news summary. XRP moving above cloud resistance is bullish precedent for Bitcoin. And that came July 20th. And also the same day, it's coming for Bitcoin. I like that pick. Remember that XRP. Jump in before it's too late. And XLM. Both hot picks. Back to the reason we are here. Coding. ChatGPT. And its little nuances or peak things. I'm gonna make sure I cut all that shit out. So we get a nice little summary here. Positive sentiment around XRP and its legal victories could lead to a bullish trend. We got some ads stuff here at the bottom. Alright. Let's see what else we got here. we got some image generation through Dolly. Not bad. Let's see what it comes up with for Mixerbox. So we send it in, and it's going to pop you back out a prompt that we can then go stick it to Dolly. Dolly is another thing that comes semi-free. You gotta get some tokens or whatever they call them. But it's an error in processing my request. Why? The description may have caused an issue. Let's try rephrasing the description. How about we describe the image as large purple tiger wearing elegant clothing, prepped for a great dress to the nines. Could handle that one, huh? Alright, let's do it. So it gives us a link, and when we follow that link we get bullshit. Oh, it's still generating. Stupid. So, let's skip that bitch. What else we got here? Diagram. Maybe you have a chart or something you want to put together but don't have the time, interest, or know-how. Let's see what diagrams is. Diaphragm, how do you spell it? So we're going to go graph polar coordinates. See how it does with that one. Why, certainly. Let's see how it does. Alright, so let's see the code to get the prime numbers. So let's see how we did here. Oh, I mean, it's Python code, okay. So we'll take this. I thought it was just going to output a graph, but it didn't. It was code, which is cool. If it works. Errors? No errors. Let's speed it up. Maybe do. Doesn't know. We're not trying to do that. I'll just call it whatever it's called for the time being. And if we hit run, that's pretty cool. See? So we get a 3D spiral graph of the prime numbers in a polar coordinate system. And you can move it around in here. So that's just, one of the things that this app could do, or this plugin, sorry. But I think that's pretty cool. So, aside from that, let's see what we have. That's a good one, I like that. See if we can handle this. Should be able to. Well, it's not bad, but just use Markdown, so it's just like a text message, a text file. Oh, man, what's this like? We do. Oh, what else? Alright. Guess that's the end of that plugin. So let's bring another combo, and we'll try. Access the internet's highest quality content, recommended by people. So a metaphor search. Alright, well, let's see how the metaphor search does. Okay. Metaphor. I don't know. I need a metaphor. Why do I want a metaphor? I don't even have a metaphor in my head. Metaphor for patience. Should be simple. let's see what we got here for metaphors. Good things come to those who wait. Sure. Watch pot never boils. Interesting. Hold one's horses. Alright, those are pretty legit. They were real metaphors and they weren't too corny. I'll say I'm impressed. Next, something we're going to touch on is... oh yeah. The custom instructions. So, here are two spaces with information that ChatGPT will process before every request you make if you have something written here. So, what would you like ChatGPT to know about me or you to provide better responses? I'll just use an example that I've pre-created for sale on PromptBase. Great site for prompts. PromptBase. Where's the one I want to go with? Yeah. Okay. So I made this prompt that it is called a secretariat. It's a secretary basically that writes you an email. So if you take this little junk, put it in there, and then take this, put it in there. Now you have to start up a new conversation for it to kick in. We're also going to put in code interpreter because that's necessary for part of that instruction set. But now if we type in 1111 and it is now an email writing assistant. Who would we like to write this email to? Send this one to Elon Musk. Go. We'll call this casual. And we want it to be about insider info into the next investment should make. Like tomorrow, you can change Twitter to X for fun. And would like this defeating the fucking purpose of the other thing. I'm not supposed to write the email out. Alright, we'll go back, but starts kind of over. Write this email to change it up. And here we go. It's going to be a business email. Project 43. Let's see what we need to follow in. Finalize. revisions. Lawyers. Permits. Waiting on Joe to green light. Versions, and it's coming from Fun George True. And wait some more. I'm tired. So we get 3 versions of what we wanted to say to the VP. I hope this email finds you well. I'd like to update you on the progress of Project 443. For finalizing pricing, contact our legal team for suggested contract revisions and obtain the necessary permits. Everything is in place. We're now waiting for Joe's green light to proceed. Though I must admit, I have reservations about Joe, timely completion of the task. I hope my concerns prove unwarranted. Please let me know if anything else. Okay. And Project 443 nearing completion, and I am pleased to inform you with finalizing pricing, suggested revisions, contracted lawyers, obtained required permits, and we are waiting on Joe for the green light. I do wish to express my concerns that Joe is not great. Okay, and I'm writing to provide an update on 443, all the things, and this time it says, it's worth mentioning that I have some doubts about Joe's ability to fulfill in a timely manner. I trust your judgment in handling the situation. Please don't hesitate to reach out if you need more information or assistance. So, I think it's pretty cool. You can just give it a set of facts, and it will write you a well-worded essay, email, to whoever you have to go to. Text, whatever you want it to be. It's a message, and I think it's a pretty great way to knock it out. So that's Code Interpreter, and it can go all sorts of different directions if you want it to. Make it talk like Yoda. Anything you can think of. And Code Interpreter, do a little bit of that. Start new. Code. Here. I tend to focus on 2 things. Basically, it's if you can write an English description, it'll make the code that processes it. But you have to be very specific and not bite off too much to chew at one time, and make everything kind of come together in a stackable format so that one revision adds on to the next one, adds on to the next one, and doesn't lead you to a dead end before you get to the spot you are looking for with the whole app. So that's the way I feel like you have to go about prompting this thing, is in steps or stages, but we'll go with hopefully a semi-easy one here. So Java and Python, I think, are the only 2 languages that are worth messing with. There's other times you need to do something here or there, but Java gives you object-oriented, so things, buttons, whatever, great with that. Python, great at pretty much everything, especially, well, a lot of stuff. But the big difference being JavaScript can be posted very easily into a web browser, and you can see the result as opposed to needing a environment to display code for Python. So here, please provide JavaScript. This is HTML, three separate files. Plot. The representation of spiral graph for the first 150 prime numbers, animated spins in a clockwise circle. So let's see how it handles this. See, so I gotta take off custom instructions. That's something that I forget to do all the time. As you can see, I had no interest in answering my request. So we'll do that, and we'll write that, and we'll do this again, and a little wordy. So get the point. And this is what I had. This little one-liner in there. I told it to use full codes and ignore the fact that it can't read, it can't process the code in its own environment. We'll see if we need that. But JS Fiddle is a great site for hosting and just giving you a visualization of the code that you have. So if we go to JS Fiddle, we have three categories: HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. So we go back to here, HTML, place it in its bin, we get the CSS, and there, finally JavaScript, that there. Now I thought I was really lucky, I said I need to do 3JS too. Okay. So now we go run, and sweet. So it's a little faint, but you can see how it has this 3D rotating representation of a spiral graph of the first 150 prime numbers, which to me is pretty freaking cool. Why it makes a spiral like that, I don't understand. I mean, I get the math, but it's still pretty cool. So that's something you can do with JavaScript, and it'll get you a visual representation. You can use for a lot of stuff: buttons, clickers, timers, voting, tallies, whatever you gotta do. But if you want something that's a little bit more gearing towards like full functioning code, you can switch over and do something with Python. So what have I done recently in Python that I rehashed out? let's do. I'll actually go through it, so. Let's see if we can get something together here off the top of my head. Python. Food. See about that. Alright, OpenAI. June. URL. Chain. Model. Cards. Don't know if this is going to be enough detail at all, but let's see what happens. Cool, I get my point. So we're looking to find some code to train a AI source to play blackjack. So some dependencies, I've got that, but one thing I think is very important is keep your projects separated. So gotta keep them separated. Conda, great for creating virtual environments. This one, I'm going to shift over to here. Now we have a virtual environment in the place where we're going to end up putting this code, and that will keep all of our dependencies in order, not conflicting with other potential uses of the same dependency. So set up Q learning parameters, define that parameters, chain loop, and evaluation model, or evaluate model. Let's copy this in and see what happens. La 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 dun 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 dun. Where am I going right now? Oh yeah. So taking the file and we'll call this one. What's the concept we were working on here? Broad over. Yeah. Black tag. The black tag. That's not what it is. Blackjack file training. So let's see what happens when we run this. We get depreciation, that's fine, whatever. Okay, let's go back and change this. One down right there, and what? What are you bitching about now? State space size equals environment observation space shape. Whoa. So, 514. Well, it doesn't matter because what we're going to do is take this, copy it, paste it back over here, say how do I fix it? Would you meet me in the middle? Would you meet me in the end? Would you love me just a little? Just enough to show you in. Waiting on the code. Let's see what happens now. Alright, so I went trained, I guess, on 1,000 test episodes. Got down to a .249 negativo. So, there's a trading agent for reward learning on a blackjack. Artificial intelligence. So yeah. Hope somebody gets something fun out of that. I think there's a lot of fun to be had. Hopefully some projects come out that'll be pretty cool. Touch on some other stuff next time.